Hey folks, I want to give you some tidbits on how to build speed during the base phase. And this is not a sexy video, but this is very, very important. Very, very effective, okay? It's stuff like this that can make a hell of a lot of a difference in your training, whether you're a coach or an athlete, how to plug and play these things and when to do it and how much to do and so on. It doesn't matter whether you're a middle distance runner or a distance runner, but these are the things that help put the icing on the cake for training. And you'll see how I incorporate them in my training programs on this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to this channel. Top of the line running, I think you'll find it very helpful. I got almost 350 videos for free at your disposal. So whether you're a coach or an athlete, this is an ideal place for you. There's like 100+ coaching clinics on here. And I'm speaking from 2 decades plus experience. And you have direct access to me if you have questions at blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Now let's just use a 12-week. We're in summer. We're a couple weeks in already, but let's just take it. Let's just say you have a 12-week summer-based training program. Break it up into 3 weeks each. 4 weeks each, into 3 pieces. For the less experience and then a little bit more experience. It's just a slight modification. Okay, let's take the less experience first. The first 4 weeks, you're building up to your goal volume. Okay, whether you're in college or high school, whatever you kind of have your set goal volume is, you build up there over the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then you kind of level there. And then what do you do at that point? You add some things. So what I like to do is add speed development twice per week. Okay, let's just use Tuesday and Friday as an example. And let's say Tuesday, speed development, this is like after a run or whatnot. You say you do 6 to 8 times 50-meter sprints or strides on a slide uphill. Attacking the uphill, staying upright, okay, lifting your knees, pumping your arms, and then you jog back down. When you jog back down, also leaning to the hill, stay perpendicular. That way it takes the stress off your lower back, your Achilles and stuff. So your speed development, 6 to 8 by 50-meter sprints, okay? Come back down and do it again after a run. On Friday, you can either repeat that but on the flats or increase it to 100, 6 to 8 times 100 meters on the flats. You can do a little bit more on the flats than you do on the uphills. Now the uphills are a little bit more forgiving, but if you have access to softer surfaces on the flats, just as effective as well. But again, there's no requirement. But uphill early in the week, downhill, or flat later in the week is a great way of not only setting yourself up for speed development, short term and long term, but also recovering. Let's say you have a Saturday long run. And think about it this way too, how I position is, let's say you ran a half marathon race as part of training for something else. The next workout, ideally, should be short stuff. Speed fart, like 30 seconds hard, 30 seconds easy, 1 minute hard. And rather than long reps, you want to make sure that you can not only recover from a race like that, but also put the zip back in your legs and get you back on rhythm. This is a similar concept. Recovering from a long run with speed development after a run, uphills, and then again coming back later on. And this also transitions you nicely into workouts or harder, more race-specific stuff later on. This stuff will not compromise your fitness in any way, but it will enhance your speed. And this is a underrated and underutilized component, how to do it. Okay, so that's the second 4-week block. Okay, and the third 4-week block, you can increase it to 6 to 8 times 100 meters uphill. The same concept, jogging down, leaning into the hill, and then you can go 6 to 8 times 100 on the flats or 150-meter efforts on the flats. And again, they can be progression 150s too. Progression 150s is 50 float, 50 stride, 50 sprint, where each 50-meter segment gets faster. What that does, that simulates changing gears at the end of a race, trying to outkick or take the kick out of the kickers. And they're like, whoa, what's going on? You keep getting faster, you keep getting faster. You start doing this in training, you'll be able to start incorporating certain things in the race as well. But that's a great way of incorporating it in a 12-week block and setting yourself up nicely to start training more specifically for cross-country or marathon training, whatever you're training for in the fall, but specifically cross-country. Okay? It also helps set you up for things that I like to do is test my athletes at a mile time trial. For those that are either in high school or some other folks, if you're in college, I like to test people for a 3K time trial, a 2-mile time trial to help set training paces, determine your current fitness, but the speed development component will really help give us an idea of where your fitness might have been before and how you're easily transitioning into what we need to do moving forward. So there are great ways of building blocks here or incorporating them into the training. And take a look at the training programs on my channel. And please subscribe to this channel if you like stuff like this. I don't want you missing important content. You'll see how everything is laid in. I've got every year of high school, every year of college broken down to summer-based training program on this channel. Okay, and I've got a bunch of others too. And it doesn't really matter whether you're training for the half mile or the marathon. This stuff benefits you one way or the other. Okay? Now, for the more experienced folks, it's not much of a transition, not much of a difference. Those first 4 weeks, It's the same concept. You're building miles, but I cut it from 4 to 2 weeks. And you still continue to build the miles over that 4-week period. But the second week 3 and week 4, you can start to incorporate your strides, your 50-meter strides on the uphills, okay, and then your 100-meter strides on the flats. The next 4-week block, you can do 100-meter strides on the uphills, 150s on the flats. And then the third 4-week block is 150s on the uphills, 200s on the flats, if you're more experienced. And again, some folks that are more experienced can handle that. Some folks might need a little bit lower volume or shorter reps. Some folks might respond to better. It's completely up to you to decide what's important for yourself or your athletes. That's where the coaching with the eyes is important. It's just as important as coaching with the watch. Knowing who needs what. This girl might need this guy might need that, or they might respond better to certain things. That's where figuring out where the individual component comes into play. But utilizing this speed development component in the summer base training period can go a long way towards really setting you up nicely to not only run faster, but run faster than you did the season before, and run faster than you did the year before and such. So that's a part of progression moving forward, making modifications, not necessarily increasing volume, just incorporating certain things within the same volume. Okay, and I talk about this as well on my program or on my channel. Increasing volume is one thing, increasing intensity is another. Doing both at the same time is a no-no. It can put you at risk for getting sick or hurt or both. So how to incorporate this stuff is very important. But I wanted to just kind of break down the components of speed development as it pertains to base training, summer base training. It's not flashy, it's not sexy, but it is absolutely vital and it's super effective. So I hope you take advantage of it. If you enjoy this, found it helpful, hit the thumbs up. And again, share this with other coaches and runners in the running community that you think might benefit from this. But have a great week, everybody. Train smart, and I'll talk to you next time.